So today we're going to talk about the different ways we can solve a percent problem. So either we draw our images because we know percents are always out of 100, so that's why this whole shape is out of 100, and if I cut it into 4 squares, each square is 25%. So this is one way to represent that. Another way we can find our percents is if we divide, okay? So when we do our division, we have to change our decimals to percents, okay? So see right here, remember how I said fractions are also division problems, so I have to divide 1 by 4. 1 is my top dog, goes in the house, 4 gets kicked out, I divide, I get 0.25. Then after I have to move the decimal twice to the right. The next way we can solve to find not division problems, but our percent problems is setting up a proportion where one fraction is equal to the other, okay? When we are talking about percent proportions, we're always saying that one side is always out of 100 because percents are always out of 100, okay? And there's a specific way to solve these out, okay? And then the last one is check for reasonableness, okay? So it says what percentage is represented by the diagram below. If I look at this diagram right here, it's asking if it's 60%. So if I know this bar, fraction bar, if I cut it in half, this is 50%. What's shaded in red is a lot less than 60, so this is too big. 1% is too small because it should be like a little sliver, right? 25% seems reasonable, right? And 75% is too big. Okay, so again, if I cut this in half, half of it should be shaded for 50, and I only have a little bit less than half. So this one's too big as well. So see how I didn't have to do math to do these? So that's how we use the 4 things for our to solve a percent problem. And I'm going to be talking about these as I'm moving along with our math stuff. So here, okay, I don't want that one. So it says, what percent of the model is shaded below? So just looking at this, I can use my reasonableness, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? I have 10 of these. I know if I do half, right? So this is half because I have 5 on this side that I had separated in red. So this is 5 and this is another 5. So it has to be more than 50%, okay? So I know I have to have more than this. Okay, so one way I can solve this one out is I said that there was 10 equal pieces out of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7/10. So this goes back to what we were talking about in class, saying the correct way. So of our decimals, so this is equal to 0.70, and we're gonna see this in a little bit. So then I'm gonna divide 7 out of 10. Remember, top dog goes in the house, wimpy dog gets kicked out. I need to add a decimal and a 0. How many times can 10 go into 7? 0. I bring up my decimal. 10 can go into 77 times. I can continue my subtraction by adding a 0 and bringing that 0 down. So 10 can go into 0 times, and see how I have 0.7. So now with this, I'm going to change my decimal into a percent using my favorite drink, which is Dr. Pepper. Okay, so I'm going to add a decimal here and a decimal here and my percentage right here. So all I have to do is write my decimal right here, 0.70, and all I have to do is move the decimal twice to match it right here. 1, 2, and I have 70%, which was correct, that it is more than 50%, this one. So they all mean the same thing.